It's You People, a talk show for the uninvited. On tonight's show, Gadot, John Cena, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Richard Branson, Serena Williams, Amy Poehler, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Dave Chappelle, Chelsea Clinton, music by Kendrick, Lamar, and music by Ringo, Starr. And now, please welcome your host for the evening, Mr. Roy Koshy. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You People. My name is Roy Koshy. I'm your host for the evening. There's no easy way to say this. Wow. We had a big show planned for you tonight. As you heard, we had a lot of major A-list celebrity guests planned to be here tonight. As you saw, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, huge movie right now. Neil deGrasse Tyson. But I don't know. There's no easy way for me to say this to you, but You People's been on hiatus for a long time, so this was our comeback show, and we were just gonna make it a big show, We were just gonna make it a celebration of You People, and what better way to celebrate than to just get the biggest of the big stars, biggest of the big influencers in America and the world right now, and just have it be an event, have it be a celebration, just have it be a major comeback for You People. So we organized all these major guests that you just now heard their names. Unfortunately, what we did in the spirit of having a big event show, a celebration, was that we here at You People chartered a luxury first class. I think it's just the whole thing's first class. There's no coach or business class in the plane, but it's a luxury airplane for all these big name celebrities, because it's like, you are all stars. You deserve to be treated like stars. And I mean, I went to M&N, Manhattan Neighborhood Network, and I said, listen, we can do this, and it's worth it. You got the money, so let's charter a luxury airplane for these big stars. Let's treat them like royalty, because let's face it, they are royalty. So, just amazing star. I mean, imagine what it would have been like to be on that airplane, Amy Poehler and Neil deGrasse Tyson cracking wise. Senator Elizabeth Warren maybe talking policy with Kendrick Lamar. Anyways, I guess there's no easy way for me to confess this, is that what ended up happening was that this luxury airplane that we chartered had a massive crash in the Andes Mountains, and I just learned of this news as the credits were just now playing. And so I'm just processing it right now. And, rescue teams are still out there, but they don't think that there's... they say that any survival is unlikely. That's what they're saying out there. Any survival is unlikely. Wow. I don't know why they were going to the Andes Mountain. I mean, the show takes place in Manhattan, so I don't know what the plane was doing. Maybe Richard Branson had like a special secret celebrity hideaway for everyone to get together. Like he wanted to have like a pre-party, a pre-event, to celebrate that they're going to be on You People. So like let's get the get the party started early, you know. I'm so sorry, America, and I'm so sorry to the world that I feel responsible for costing us all this A-list talent. I don't know what to say. It was going to be an amazing show. I mean, Gal Gadot, huge star, you know, this huge movie. We were seeing that star ascend, and now we've seen it descend. Our musical guests, Kendrick Lamar and Ringo Starr. This was going to be a surprise, but no use in keeping this a secret anymore. Kendrick Lamar and Ringo Starr were going to do a updated version of Ringo Starr's hit song, It Don't Come Easy. It was going to be sort of like, you know, Aerosmith and Run DMC doing Walk This Way in the 1980s. You know, like an updated version of this song that they did, but like a hybrid of a new genre, and that's what was good. Like, you know, got to pay your dues if you're gonna sing the blues. Aye, it don't come easy. I mean, Ringo talked to me on the phone about this. He was so excited. He was just like, hey, peace and love. Peace and love. Very excited to work with Kendrick. What the world is missing. I'm so sorry that the world will never hear that song. Folks, I am so sorry, but I wish the bad news ended there, but well, come on, just fucking be a man, Roy. Okay. So, in addition to those big stars that we had booked for the show, we were going to have some special surprise guests on this show, this You People comeback show, you know. And some of our surprise guests, you know how like on talk shows, like they're not booked, they're not officially the guests, but they're like the surprise, and oh, you know, whatever, I don't know, what's Tony Danza doing, eating, you know, a cupcake? That's crazy. I didn't expect to see him on the show because he wasn't announced to be on the. Anyways, we had a ton of surprise guests, and I'll just there's no easy way to say this, but so we had Peter Dinklage was going to make a cameo. Game of Thrones is Peter Dinklage. Will Arnett. Will Arnett was going to be dressed as Batman, and then he was going to have a debate with Lego Batman. Running for the mayor of Gotham. It was going to be a fun bit. Julia Louis-Dreyfus of Veep and Seinfeld fame. Kevin Kline. Jane Krakowski from 30 Rock and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Thurston Moore and Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth. This was going to be a fun bit. You know, they used to be a couple, and they're no longer a couple. They're sort of what you'd call estranged, but they agreed to do a fun bit for the You People comeback show. It was called Alt Rock Therapist. They were going to be doing couples therapy, and so what was going to be, I was going to be the therapist, but I was going to be like a grungy rocker therapist, and you know, they'd be talking about their problems, and I'd just be like, listen, can we wrap this up? I got band practice later. Betty White, Michael Keaton, that was going to be like a callback to Batman versus Lego Batman, and you know, he was going to come out of retirement to. You're not going to see that bit. Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame. Paul Rudd. Cornel West. That was going to be another fun bit. It was called the Wild Wild West, and basically he was just going to mediate gunfights and just sort of he would basically stop, people were going to do like the gunfights walking and doing the draw, and he would come in and explain how the powers that be were dividing them via class and race lines, and I guess we're never going to enjoy the hilarity of that sketch. Adam Levine, Jared Leto, Emma Stone. This was going to be a fun bit. Emma Stone, we were going to have a fun bit where it was a restaurant called La La Lunch, the world's only La La Land themed restaurant, and I was going to play like a customer. I was going to be on a date, and then Emma Stone was going to be our waiter. But like me and my date don't recognize Emma Stone. Yeah. And then we were going to have another final comedy bit with Roger Waters of Pink Floyd fame. Pink Floyd fame. Oh, it doesn't. And basically that was going to be a fun bit. Going to be called Another Brick in Trump's Wall. He was going to start singing his classic Another Brick in the Wall, and I was going to play as Trump supporter, just sitting by Trump's wall, drinking a beer, wearing a MAGA hat. He'd be like, we don't need no education. And I'd be like, well, hell yeah, we don't. You're right, because it's funded by George Soros. Public education is a deep state conspiracy to empower the globalists at the expense of the common man. Yeah, that's right. Well, all these people were on the same luxury charter plane. I'm just so sorry, America, and I'm sorry to the world for costing the world all of this wonderful, legendary talent. I'm sorry. If I could undo it, I would. I just don't. But you know what? I mean, but I'm a professional, and I honor these no longer with us A-list celebrities that I just all named, and they're all professionals. That's why they're A-list celebrities, and there's an axiom amongst professional performers and professional celebrities, and that is that the show must go on. The show must go on. Okay? I mean, right now from heaven, do you think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson enjoys watching me blubber right now? No, he's like, I don't like what you're cooking. Is that his phrase? He'd just be like, I don't like what you're cooking. Cook up an effing show, you fuckhead, So the show must go on. I mean, you think Chelsea Clinton would sit there and be blubbering? No, she'd tweet to me right now like, hey, keep up the fight. Keep up the fight, exclamation point. Or another emoticon. I don't know. So the show must go on, okay? That's the way it is. And the show must go on. So, yeah. Well, before we were going to bring out our guests, we had a really fun desk bit. Folks, if you're on the internet or if you consume media of any sort, you've been seeing a lot of video clips, like a lot of viral video clips of people being really hateful, either causing hate crimes or saying hateful things, using hateful, bigoted, racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic language to harass their fellow citizens here in America. and their fellow citizens have been recording it because that's their only recourse to, you know, letting America know what's going on. And it's just like every week there's like a new hate video coming out. You know, it's somebody saying, go back to your own country, you fucking this, you N-word this, you C-word that, you know, this, that, and the other thing, you know. Like a lot of anger and a lot of hate, and they're just like week by week there's like a new video coming out, and it's just depressing. It's really depressing. So we here at You People, we thought, okay, yeah, this is depressing, it's disheartening, so we thought we'd do something fun with it. Let's turn this into a positive thing. So, you know, much like that classic Bob Saget show, America's Funniest Home Videos, we decided to create our own version, and we call it America's Funniest Hate Videos.
Fucking Arab motherfucker, terrorist fucking cocksucker. I don't care, bro. Video. You're a loser. You're not even from here, you motherfucker.
But do you have any Grey Poupon?
Family, you terrorist fuck. Trump is president, asshole. So you can kiss your fucking visa goodbye, scumbag.
So should we exchange insurance or not?
Come fucking cook my burrito, bitch! Don't fucking make my tortilla, motherfucker! And build that fucking wall for me!
Hey, tell us how you really feel, why don't ya?
Wherever you're from.
Buy
You're in
something.
America.
So?
You're in America.
So?
A nigger's calling me.
We got racism in aisle 4, racism in aisle 4.
Yes, it is.
I think we're ready to order.
Trump! You were right behind me, sped up and drove around me, jumped in front of me and made me slam on my brakes out of light. That makes you a nigger.
Well,
that proves, check it out, that proves that black lives don't matter.
cheeseburger,
I don't
double
even have a
cheese-
social media account. You know why? Because white lives matter. Is there anything of anybody's past? Or are you just another nigger that doesn't understand anything? Black people were bought by a contract, and we got ripped off because y'all should have got returned when there was evidence and proof that y'all couldn't do anything. Because y'all live off welfare. No. Let me answer your question, nigga.
What makes you think I'm a black person?
Because you look like and you drive like a nigger. That's why. You have a flat bow hat. Even white people are niggers to me. Some Mexicans. Wow.
I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, you fucking transgender.
Worst Sonic drive-in ever.
Learn how to fucking speak English.
Unbelievable. Say one
You're a fucking piece of shit, you fucking spit.
and explain what I did to you one more time.
Talking that fucking stupid Spanish around here.
Speaking-
when
And the
everybody
gold
else
medal
is
for
fucking English
racism
speaking
at this
American.
year's Special Olympics goes to this guy.
I don't care.
I wish they didn't let you in the country. Excuse me? Huh? I was born here. I don't know if you... Oh, you were? Obama's not in office anymore. We don't have a Muslim anymore. Yeah. I wish he was. He's gone. He's gone. Yeah.
My cardigan protects against brown people.
It's a little crazy. Maybe you need to get some help. Oh, I'm fine.
That's why his back to gain I'm consenting. You be well consenting. Worthless, stupid, fucking cunt. Donald Trump. 2016. Yes. Put that back in the fucking field for the yes.
Wow, Blues Traveler has gone downhill since the 90s.
That's why I just so ridiculous. I just so
Ah boy, this all-racist remake of Jaws is a little disappointing. Sir, the 80s call. The 1880s, I mean. Hey, you got the Wi-Fi password for the... That was some funny stuff. America's Funniest Hate Videos. Looks like that's going to be a regular portion of the show in a regular series on its own, whether we like it or not. Cool. Well, I just want to talk about a few different things. So, there was a stabbing in Portland, Oregon. There was a man named Jeremy Christian who was harassing some Muslim girls on public transportation. And 3 men stepped in, 3 white men stepped in to defend these 2 Muslim girls. He stabbed 2 of those men fatally, and then he stabbed the 3rd man, wounding him very critically. Michael Fletcher is his name. He came out okay. But I want to just play this clip of his arraignment, and then I'll talk about it, okay?
Yes, Judge, my name is Greg Scholl, 954039 from the Metropolitan
Free
Public
speech or
Defender.
die, Portland. You got no safe place. This is America. Get out if you don't like free speech.
954039 from the Metropolitan Public Defender. With me is Dean.
Death to the enemies of America. Leave this country if you hate our freedom. Death to Antifa. You call it terrorism, I call it patriotism. You hear me? Die.
Here's what stood out. It's probably not controversial to say that this man's a murderer. And the reason I'm playing this clip is that had this guy walked in to his arraignment being like, I hate Muslims and I hate anyone who stands up for them, and I think they should die, I think all of us, none of us would be surprised by that, right? I think we'd all just be like, oh yeah, I was expecting that out of that fella. You know, in the same way that you see Batman on screen, you expect this voice. You know, yes, I'm very tortured and I fight crime. You kind of know who this guy is, right? Now, here's my problem. This guy comes in, and the reason I played this arraignment clip is that he comes in talking about free speech as he's being arraigned for murder. Stabbed 2 men, killing them. Killed 2 men. Murdered 2 men. Like pretty much critically wounded a 3rd man. Luckily, he's okay. And the first thing he's walking in talking about is free speech. And fucking, I get like, oh, but he's mentally ill, you're picking... No, yeah, and that's fine. I don't know the guy's medical history, to be honest. But I have noticed that a lot of hate speech and a lot of hate action has been sort of redefined as free speech, and that it's some sort of exercise, like hate is an exercise in free speech now, okay? Now, I'm a First Amendment absolutist, I really am. I believe in free speech for everybody. But something that I'm noticing on the right now is that there's some sort of like weird bullying. It's this weird sort of like windy argument that says that, you know, if we don't tolerate hate speech or like hateful actions from people around us, all of a sudden like we're anti-First Amendment. Like we're not embracing free speech. And it's like, no, I'm perfectly embracing it. I'm not stopping you from doing anything. I just don't want to fucking listen to it, and I don't want it in my home. So if I'm paying money, if I'm paying tuition to go to college where I have to live, I don't want some idiot hate monger who basically like doesn't really have any substantive, you know, any substantial ideas to come into my home. I don't want that, and I have a right to say that I don't want that, you know. It's just a weird time right now because, again, basically what's happening is that this guy is coming in talking about free speech. Somehow stabbing and murdering people has been swept under the umbrella of free speech now. And what I would say is like at least like the Nazis of yesteryear stood by who they were and what their principles were. Like what's happening now is like, oh, you're not engaging in substantive debate of like, you know, me stabbing you in the neck for trying to defend these Muslim girls is just part of the exchange of ideas. It's part of the marketplace of ideas. And you're rejecting it. You know, I don't understand it. And so, and I've seen some tweets about this actually. I won't mention their names, but there have been some people on the right who've basically said that like, well, this guy was a mentally ill person and you're forcing him to be PC. And it's like, no, he started harassing people. Nobody like, he's not wearing like a sign that says I am mentally ill, so don't mind me. It's just like people stepped in. That's what they do. That's what a good human response is in a healthy civilization is. And And it's like, no, it's not. How are you making this about like PC or people being oversensitive when 2 people got murdered? Now, by the time this airs, today there was some news. At the time of this taping, Representative Steve Scalise, he's a Republican congressman of Louisiana. He was shot at, and he got shot, and he went to the hospital. In the future, I don't know what the status of his health will be when you're seeing this finally, but you know, it's not okay. It's tragic. I don't like what's happening. I don't think it's a good way to get things done. I fear for what the administration, our current presidential administration and the GOP is going to make of this and how they're going to try to consolidate power. Now, I personally don't give a fuck about Steve Scalise. I think he basically favorably compared himself to David Duke, former Grand Wizard David Duke. So here's the thing. I can decry the shooting itself, and I can not give a fuck about Steve Scalise. As in, like, I don't feel sorry for him. Because this party, the GOP party, has been making life hell for a lot of people. They're trying to kick 24+ million people off their health insurance and not give them a backup plan of access to affordable health care. Again, idiots, like, fucking, you have a better plan, bring it out, but you brought one plan, the American people opposed it, you came up with an even worse plan that you're trying to pass through with no oversight. Some people are going to be mad about that. That's in no way justifying this shooting, so, but the reason I bring all this up is that now the right is saying that the left is inciting hateful rhetoric that's leading to these shootings. And so whenever the right is saying whatever they want, including our current president on the campaign trail saying a lot of hateful things about certain groups of people like Mexicans and Muslims, and there were a lot of hate crimes where people were attacking black and brown people and saying Trump, 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 and everyone would be like, oh, well, he can't be responsible for everyone, you know, why are you blaming him for that? He just doesn't really mean he's going to, you know, doesn't really mean everything he's going to say, you know, we give him a pass. But like now it's like Kathy Griffin somehow indirectly responsible for the shooting of Congressman Scalise. So it's a very bizarre time where my side, it's free speech. On the right wing, it's like everything is free speech that we do, no matter if it leads to murder or not. And the left, I don't see the equivalent. I mean, I'm not celebrating the left. I find liberals and lefties really annoying and ineffective most of the time. I mean, there's a reason like why we lose a lot at the local level. But I don't see anyone on the left saying that this is a free speech issue, that like this guy was just exercising his right. I don't even see them defending the Second Amendment, let alone the First Amendment on this one. And to make that, if you're not willing to make that, if you're willing to make that connection, I should say, about, you know, Kathy Griffin's to blame, the late night talk shows are to blame, you know, the late night comedians and the media that's been giving negative coverage to this guy by just reporting what he says and does. If the blood is on their hands, then every single hate crime that's been happening for the last 2 years is on your hands too. Can't have it both ways. So either you are a free speech absolutist or not. Just want you to think about that. My apologies to all these celebrities that we lost tonight and their families. And if you have any comments or ideas or hate mail, you can even do hate video mail. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun segment. Email me right there, youpeopletalkshow@gmail.com. Well, that is the time that we have tonight. Good night.
Tonight, great guest, the incredible